Alright, I'm back. So after some setback, there was some kind of GPU crash. I don't know if you guys saw that. I tried to change scene on my OBS software, but essentially it just crashed. So something to do with my capturing software. So that is my fault, entirely my fault. So this time I'm gonna try. Yeah, these are AI traffic, right? Let's set as departure. This time I'm gonna try the autosave. I don't know how to load the autosave from Aerosoft, Aerosoft 340. So let's check it. Let's search if anything come up with the Aerosoft A340. How to load it. Automatically save your flight state at regular interval. You can load both automatic and custom saves directly through the EFB. Browse the list of available autosave or custom save. Select the exact save state you want to load. Wait a few seconds. So I assumed you load the autosave like how you load a custom save. Hello guys, we're back. Stream settings. Stream is public. Alright, the stream is public. Excellent. So that's good. Okay, I'm gonna try to reduce the sidechain because I've just have a little bit of a listen, and sidechain, the ratio is a little bit aggressive. Let's release that a little bit, so maybe like 8:1, something like that. And the release can be shorter. Yep, that's more like it. That's more like it. Yep, that's more like it. Okay. And also, my voice needs a little bit of a compressor as well. We all have the gate, so this is fine. Testing. Right. Pressure can be a little bit lower. Hi, testing. Hi. Yep. Alright, that's fine. We've already loaded in back to the sim, and it's actually sunset time, my favorite time to fly. And let's go back, if we can, to the autosave. Hello, chase plane, please work. Yep, it's working. I can see it going to work. Hello, please. It's still loading. That is chase plane here. Yep, resetting my views. Or just starting to have fun with the stream, and it's just crashed right on your face, right on my face. But that's fine. We recommend. Alright, autosave. Autosave situation might be that. Yep. Situation load. Yep, that is it. Wow, perfect. Right back where we were after Shelly. Yep, that is exactly where we were. Okay, I really do like Aerosoft and Toliss flight sim for A340 for this, because this is just saved my life, saved my stream. I can actually continue where I left off. Okay, I can actually demonstrate the pop-up process to you then. Now the screen here is have nothing, right? This down here is my pop-up panel that I use. I just use MSFS pop-up panel manager 2024. So this one is specially made for 2024, and so it's a separate thing from 2020. So you do need to download this other tool for Flight Sim 24 in order for it to work. But the principle generally is the same. But I found that the new version just works better. It's more smooth. It's smoother, and it's more responsive. Yeah, welcome back. My very first stream with a very ugly crash. Well, what happened was that the screen capture software that I used. Oh, I actually failed my pop-up here. I failed 2 of them. So what happened was I tried to change scene on my OBS studio, and the GPU just won't handle it. It just farted right on my face and just crashed the whole computer. So that, and then YouTube just decided to shut down. So since OBS is just crashed, it's essentially just a GPU crash, and OBS cannot handle it, so the stream just cut off. So we're back. We're continuing. Luckily, Aerosoft A340, or actually Toliss A340, have the autosave function, so that saved my life. So maybe if I'm flying the inner builds, for example, I do not have that kind of, or maybe I do, I don't know. I don't actually know if the inner builds A340 have autosave function or not. But now that I know, Aerosoft A340 does have the autosave, which I appreciate very much. The way you load the autosave back is through the custom situation. So the normal one, it just have one called autosave situation right here. So this is the one you have to click and then select and then click situation load. And we're right back where we were. 130 something miles to Enva at Mach 7.5. Pretty strong, pretty, gusty headwind we're facing, so we have some turbulence. So we don't see any clouds at our level, so this is just clear air turbulence, so cannot avoid it. But actually I want to check something. We can, let's turn on these lights and then all the way up. Let's go to the wind page. We did not request the wind. Wow, amateur. Do our wind request, please. No, there's no wind. Okay. Yeah, bitrate looks better now. I do agree. Yeah, something just was not working, so I rebooted the whole computer. Yeah, inner builds has it too. That's great, because yeah, you don't really want to lose your progress on a long flight or a short flight for the matter. Yeah, you guys have both the inner builds A340 and the Aerosoft / Toliss A340, or if you do have both, which one do you like more? Because I only have the Aerosoft / Toliss one, so this is my only reference point for a A340. But I do know they are 2 different models of aircraft, right? This one is the -600, and I believe the inner build is the 300. So the older version. The screen looks different, and the engines are different. And I believe the wings are different too, maybe? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, my internet is still pretty spotty. Sometimes I'm getting a large amount of drop frames. Yeah, not ideal for me to stream on these kind of hours. Maybe I will do a stream later in the day if this is what it is. Video bitrate 6000. That looks fine. Hardware encoder and encoder preset. Good quality, best quality, slow, lowest, fast. Alright, I'm gonna try a. No, that is not a encoder issue, right? The bitrate. My streaming bitrate is fine. It's just not. Maybe it's the buffer thing. I don't know. I'm not good enough at streaming. Stream delayed enable. Retry delayed. Retry 25. Oh. You can have the stream. You can have OBS retry to connect automatically. That's fine, but mini builds has two different planes. You can't compare. Different fuselage, different engines, different wings. Yeah, definitely different airplanes. But I'm mainly interested about like the difference of for as a player or as a user. What kind of, you know, which one do you like more other than the I mean, they are different, yes, but I do think they are similar enough that you can compare them, right? It's not like comparing a A330 to A340. They're both A340, so similar style, but you're right. The A340-600 should have been called A350 in my opinion. Yeah, I mean the Dash 600 is pretty much a beast of its own, right? Much longer fuselage and I guess handling characteristics, but it really is just a stretched version of the other variants, right? I'm not very well versed in the world of aircraft, but I assume that the 600 is a stretched variant of another A340. But not from the first generation models of the A340. I do really look forward to a new narrow body with the design language of, you know, the newer generation of Airbuses like the A350 or the A380, but on a narrow body aircraft. I think that would be very cool. You know, seeing modern controls or modern avionics on a newer but smaller aircraft. It's not like A320 family where they share everything. Oh really? So when you're type rated on a A340-600, is that a special kind of rating that you have to get? Let me find that out. I probably can do a little bit of a Google search. Do the A340 -600 special type rating. Yes, flying the Airbus A340-600 requires a specific type rating that is shared across all A340 variants. Key requirements: common A340 type rating. So EASA classified all A340 versions, including the 200, 300, 500, and 600, under a single A340 type rating. Yeah, yeah, A320 and A340 have a common type rating. Oh yeah, I definitely heard that. The main difference is the power, the engines, right? And the length of the aircraft. But yeah, and also the gear configuration, if I remember correctly. But I guess for pilots jumping, like when the A350 first started out as a separate aircraft, like when the A350 entered service some time ago, when it first entered service, I guess that jumped from, you know, the A320 style of avionics that people have been used to for years. And then after that, they I guess the Airbus doesn't really change that much, right? Other than the A350. The A350 avionics does look a lot different than all other Airbuses, in my opinion. Like the A380 is kind of like a transition era between the old kind of A320 or A330, A340 like style avionics, in more and more stepping into the modern kind of you know, big FMS. Have you tried the new A380 update? I have not, but I have installed it. I was actually debating with myself for today whether I should fly the A340 or the A380 today, just because I want to try the new A380 update that is native for the, you know, for the Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, right? I heard that they have improved performance quite a lot, which I really want to try that. Maybe later after the flight, maybe I'll jump in quickly to see how things have improved, if at all. I'm still a little bit sick. A lot of people that I know, like families and my girlfriend, actually were sick as well last week, or actually 2 weeks ago, and we're still clearing up. Yeah, guys, stay safe, right? Some kind of flu in Hong Kong is pretty prevalent these couple of weeks. A380 update is very good. Yeah, I definitely have to try it now that you guys mention it. Return flight with A380. I don't know if I have the time, because I do have to walk the dog tonight. I do plan of walking the dog tonight after the stream, and get some food for myself. So maybe sometime later I'll do a A380 stream. Alright, we are almost at Enva. I don't know if that is how you pronounce that waypoint. Actually, you guys, how do you decide how to pronounce the points on your route? Right. Like the names for the waypoints are often pretty hard to pronounce, or they have a special name that maybe you won't know if it is the first time you've seen it. It's pretty shaky up here at flight level 370. Alright, the sun has set, I believe. Yep, sun has set. Actually, let me sync back up the time. Yeah, it's pretty dark outside already, so that's more like it. Alright, I messed with the time update and the airplane didn't like it at all. Alright, I'm gonna turn down the floodlight. Yeah, the nighttime in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 looks a lot better in my opinion. I really do like how it handles the nighttime. You know, from the interior to the exterior, it all looks very nice. Alright, let's punch in some numbers. I'll see number is still 5 to right. 290 miles to the runway. You know what? I'm gonna hand fly the next turn. How about that? So I'm gonna disconnect all the autopilot. AP off. And hand fly this next turn. And see how it handles a cruise turn. Next time, no. Okay. Next time. I promise next time the stream will be the A380. Let's hope I won't crash. Let's hope my computer won't crash next time, right? I don't think the A380 have the... Well, the fly-by-wire A380 have the autosave function. One thing I do not like about this add-on... Actually, let's follow the flight director first. One thing I do not like about this add-on is the screens, the PFDs and the NDs. They are too bright sometimes. And when you turn them down, the whole screen turns gray. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't turn darker, it turns grayer, if you know what I mean. Like for example, here, let's focus on the PFD. And if I turn down the brightness, you see how dark it gets on my pop-up display versus in-game. And in-game, it looks less like a darkened screen, more like a digital darkening of the display. So that is one thing that I don't like, but that is purely a aesthetic disagreement between myself and Aerosoft. Alright, it is pretty shaky up here. Let's turn back on the autopilot. And turn on our cinematic mode. Wow. I'm afraid to change scenes because last time I changed scene, my computer just crashed. I feel like my webcam is a little bit too bright, is it not? Because these are not LED displays, OLED displays, black is not really black. Very common on LCD screen. Oh, so the brightness that they're controlling, they're controlling with these knobs. They're controlling the backlight of the LCDs, right? Yeah, got it. Yeah, I got the vibe about that too. But it's just that on other add-on, when I turn down the brightness, the highlights of the image will remain pretty clear, but when I turn down this screen, the highlight of the image is not it's also dimming, so it's turned more gray than dark, if you know what I mean. But that's fine. It's minor inconvenience for myself, which I don't really look at the in-sim display as much as I look at the physical pop-up display that I have. So the stream have been going on for an hour and a half if you count the first portion of the stream, and oh my, the turbulence on flight level 370 is pretty intense. I don't know if that is accurate for today. I guess it is, given the red weather around this region. Okay, so our next altitude is a step descent to flight level 290. So set step now. So I guess I'm gonna go for a step down. So that's mark dash nav and we start our descent pretty much at the equal time point. Sorry, just have a call. Check in brief flight plan. Actually, good idea. I do have the sim brief flight plan on my iPad. So let's check it this way. Alright, it's getting really proper dark outside. And let's see the stars for the first time in Flight Sim 24. Okay, it's still pretty low res. I do think that they probably can do something about the star at night, right? I mean, they can just pick a couple of prominent stars and make it a vector image instead of a rasterized skybox, you know, with pixels and everything, because you can really look at the pixels and the whole immersion just breaks immediately. But if you look at it from afar, it's fine. But if you have it as a vector image, it will be better. And I guess it will be a little bit more taxing on the GPU, right? Because you have to render it live. But I don't think it will be that much, right? If that is possible at all. Or if any game, or if any game engine have vector-based skybox, that would be pretty awesome. And I can also see some terrain over there, some pretty far away city lights. So that is probably Taiwan Island, I'm guessing. Alright, our step descent is to level 2, flight level 290, correct, from extra. So that is expected. Where the hell are we? Oh, did I not turn on SimLink? Oh man, I did not turn on SimLink. That's why I cannot see myself on my iPad. Oh well. Better late than never, right? Come on. I do have... Oh, crashed. I do have SimLink running, right? Yeah, I just turned it on. Okay, Sim Brief OFB. There's any mentions of turbulence? We'll see it in here. Probably lower down, right? Light lock. Yep. Wind information. Firmware analysis, takeoff data. Takeoff data. So we do have predicted winds and predicted NH. I've never actually taken a good look at the Sim Brief OFP. Wow, so they do have a lot of numbers calculated for you on the OFB, right? No town, nothing. Let's show wind turbulence. Where is a big thunderstorm area in the Guangzhou FIR? Yeah. Do you think they have a chart with weather or winds at the end on the OFB, right? Is it on the map? Yeah, here. Significant weather chart. Yeah, Guangzhou over here. And then the winds up here. What, level 300, 340, and then 390. Yeah, pretty much tailwind. Yep. Yeah, we are pretty much pointing straight towards Taiwan, so those lights are definitely from Taiwan. I also really like that the city lights actually light up the clouds above them. That is one detail that I really do want to have in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, but it just didn't have. I don't know if you guys can see the outside as good as I can, but I hope you guys can see the outside as good as I can, because it really looks better at night in Flight Sim 24. We're still doing our step descent to flight level 290 slowly. 1,000 feet per 1,000 feet per minute. We're up to 82 views. Nice. Thank you guys for sticking around. I really do want to get my channel to be able to monetize, so I may actually spend some more time doing these kind of streams. So if you guys can, stick around for some watch time for me, that's fine. And if you have any more ideas for streams, I will be more than welcome to accept it, or video ideas. Alright, we have reached flight level 290. And our next descent is gonna be near Boca, right? Yeah, if I remember correctly. There is a city, 12 o'clock. Probably Tainan or Kaohsiung or something like that. Oh, Navigraph just crashed again. Let's turn on the terrain on ND for ourselves. And planning. Arrival traffic via Tonga 1 RNF arrival should plan to descend as follows: cross Boca at and maintain flight level 290, which I am doing. So after Boca, actual descent clearance will be issued by ATC. So I have to maintain 290 up all the way to Boca here. Boca. No signal on the map. The website. Yeah, on the SimBrief website. Yeah, I know what you mean. On my OFP also, I can also see that. And I do think that we can also see the weather in Navigraph chart on the app also. Yeah, you can see, I guess these are, yeah, precipitation. We can have significant weather. Yep. Yeah, nice. There's a low pressure zone down here. Wow. ES, what does ES mean? Pretty red area. Turbulence. Oh. Yeah, but not along here. cloud cover. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff on here that I haven't really saw before. I don't really use it that much. Use stuff like this. Okay, let's go back to turbulence. Not projecting. Yeah, there's some turbulence up here. Yeah, on this area you can see it highlighted here. Alright, let's turn that back off. We're almost at Tonga. I'm gonna have to take the call. Sorry about. Alright, I'm back. My family was just trying to get me some food. I have to take the call. Alright, the city lights on Flight Sim 24 is pretty good, but if you zoom in, you can see the texture is not that high quality, but it is better than we have at 2020. And also you can see the light lighting up the clouds cover. Alright, we are almost at Boca. 10 miles to go. Let's zoom in a little bit. And after that we can pretty much straight up descend into the airfield. Let's take our ILS approach. ILS runway 05 right. With the Tonga arrival, with the jammy transition. We are almost there, and we are gonna start our descent momentarily. So if you are standing around grabbing the drinks, please don't, and sit down and buckle up, because turbulence is pretty strong today. We have a lot of cloud cover at Taiwan today, so it's gonna be pretty bumpy. I'm expecting it to be pretty bumpy. Okay, let's look at the weather. No, actually, let's look at the arrival. The last altitude is gonna be jammy. That is at least 5,000. Okay, let's put it in the box. I'm expecting to be clear to 5,000 somewhere around now. So I'm gonna put it up, put it there. Once we reach this arrow, we'll press it in to engage manage descent. And the ILS runway 05 right. The platform altitude is 1,600 feet. And jammy, that is pretty big descent. So we're gonna slow down early this time. Yeah, the aircraft is shaking pretty heavily. I always turn on segment and significant weather. Well, I don't. So maybe I'm missing out on that. But in the sim, I mean, I don't really avoid flying into the weather, right? It's part of the fun in the sim. Alright, we should be descending now. I missed my path of descent. Let's pull out some deep brake and start our descent earlier, faster. And actually, I'm gonna fill out my MCDU destination data curve page. Let's go to the approach phase, approach page. Turnage is 1009. Temperature 29er. So it's cooler at Taipei than Hong Kong. That's good. Winds 010 at 4. 010 at 4. Transition altitude, flight level 130. That is fine. Yep. The minimums. We're gonna be doing a Cat 1 minimum. So 334 MDA. So around altitude, I'm not gonna change anything here. Leave it be. We are 100 miles to Taipei International Airport, and we are descending pretty rapidly, 2,400 feet per minute. And we can see our aircraft shaking pretty heavily. I don't know whether it's from the speed brakes or from the winds pushing us around. Let's turn down the turbulence intensity here. See if that changes things. So still shaking us. Okay, speed brake is still out, but I do not want them to be out. So let's turn it back in. And actually arm them while we're at it. So we have our speed brackets here. So anywhere inside the magenta range we can be in order to achieve our VNAV profile. That is the Airbus way of handling VNAV. Pretty much standard across all Airbus, the way we control the aircraft, down to the language of the PFD and the way push and pull of the FCU here. I really like the Airbus style of FCU versus the mode control panel on the Boeing aircraft. The FCU of the Airbus is just so much simpler and more intuitive. The Airbus FCU and I think is it the DC-10? Looks pretty similar, or have the pretty similar philosophy of controlling the autopilot. So that is one thing that I really like. Or the MD-11, I do not remember which one is it. Okay, let's turn on some lights. Let's turn the nose eye to taxi. And landing lights on first. And turn on our signs. Drop is already on. And that's 2, just for the sake of it. Okay, another thing I don't like about the A340 after the update is the is the light cone is very much visible from the cockpit, so that is probably a bug. I don't know if it is a SU5 bug or if it is a Aerosoft add-on bug. Probably a Aerosoft add-on bug of the aircraft and not the sim itself, because I flew the Beluga XL the other day and it doesn't have the same issue. So it's probably the add-on that is bringing us that hazy look out the window. Yeah, when we turn on the nose light in the landing light. We're gunning it down straight to 5,000 feet. Actually, let's go to 4,000. Why not? We'll reach that well after jammy, so that's fine. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna see. When we're at jammy, it will be 5,790. Okay, let's change that to 5,000. Make that a manual constraint. Yep, I feel more comfortable about that. Because we do have the performance to do that and slow down in time. Let's look from the outside. You can see the light cone coming up into the cockpit there, so that's why it is so much more hazy when you turn on the landing lights in the A340 by the Aerosoft and Toliss. So probably a fault by Aerosoft. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out. Maybe fix that. We only have how many? We only have 60 miles left to go. We're already pretty close. What I like to do is actually check out the weather of the airport in this tab. Weather meter, actually VFR, clouds at 1,500 feet, Greenwich 1009. Yep. Any ATIS? Yeah, we do have ATIS. Oh, but that is the AI ATIS. Say intentions AI ATIS. Drone activity reported near the freight area. Use caution. Oh wow. Okay. That's still not online. Okay, we're below the transition altitude, so let's transition to QNH 1009. Okay, we are going to slow down now because we are approaching flight level 100, and let's turn on our nose light while we're at it. Taxi light and then runway turn off light. Let's also select our auto brake to low. Auto brake low. Our spoilers are armed already, and we're still slowing down. Once we are at the green dot speed, we'll extend our slats. Alright, we are already clearing up. We are inside a cloud. The lights are so bright. First time seeing Taipei city in Flight Sim 24. Let's see if I can make out the airport. Somewhere around there. I don't know where. Somewhere around there. Few, maybe 50 miles away. Alright, we're almost at 250 knot. There's a speed restriction at Wukou. Or Wukou. I don't know how you pronounce that. We've just passed Bravo. Minimum height is 5,000, and we are well above that. I am going to manually activate our speed here because I think the aircraft needs some help to slow down, given what I'm seeing right now. Let's activate the approach phase now. Red nav is tune 110.5. 110.5 actually, excuse me. 110.7. What? Is that outdated? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna change that until I am closer, because we cannot intercept the signal anyway all the way out here. So I'm gonna double check that once we get closer at Wukou, maybe. Okay, we have some spare performance, so let's continue to slow down and add some drag because we look like we need it. We look like we need it. Go to the outside, cannot see the... you can kinda see it, very dim, but it's extended slightly over there. I do think we need more. Let's go to half. Real life is using 2-3 left and 2-3 right. Is it? Yeah, I can see that, but I'm just gonna stick with what I have here. Because in the sim, I think... Actually, I don't know. Let's see if we can see the weather at... Oh, we cannot see that? Over at Taipei? Oh, we used to have a meter in the thing there. I'll show something. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna stick with the 05 right for now. And we're at green dot speed, so let's extend our speed slats. So slats are extending. We are turning almost at jammy now. Let's see if we can see the view. The air view. Probably beyond the cloud. There. Alright, let's get back. 5,000. Speed brake is still out. Alright, let's go manage speed. Let the aircraft do its job. Yes. Yes. Track the speed brake and arm the spoilers. Let's see if I can see the airfield. I do not think I can see the airfield. Yeah. Okay, let's go for open descent because the aircraft is not descending on its own. I'm just gonna force it down myself because it's safe, and also I want some more space to slow down. Let's turn on the LS. Yeah, we should be in range, but we are not having a signal, so maybe this frequency is wrong. 110.7. Yep, that's it. 054. We're checking flight radar 24 now. 05 left or right. Okay, I'm landing 05 right. Oh, we can see the airfield now. There. I don't know what kind of facility they have in Microsoft Flight Sim 24 with the Taipei International Airport. But let's see. Okay, flaps 2. Deep track flaps 2. Let's descend more. To 2,500 feet. Now, open desk. Turn on. Lock star. Alright, it's getting close. I may just record this stream as a short to post later, so I can, you know, have something to post. I don't know what to say, but I will after the landing I will do a quick replay, just so I can have something to splice together with the shots, because I do like an external camera view in my short videos. Okay, let's go flaps 3 first. Flaps 3. We are 10 miles out. And 3,000 feet. The A340 have a pretty nose down attitude at, you know, final approach. Pretty flat and horizontal to the ground. Let's go with the gear down, deliver down, traveling, and let's on the approach. Outstar. 2,000. Next altitude is going to be 15. Open desk. 4 greens. Gear down. Flaps full. Alright, it's moment of truth. Let's hope I didn't mess up anything. Let's check the cabin. Cabin is ready. Our ECAM memo is landing no blue, so it's the moment of truth. RCTB, yeah, that is the meter that I've got as well. pretty much the same. 010 at full knot. Yeah, same. Alt. Our go around altitude is gonna be 3000. Let's engage our second autopilot. We can see the localizer signal is not very much in line with the runway. That is one of the one thing that Microsoft Flight Sim is pretty bad at is if you don't have a custom airport, this is probably gonna happen. But that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna start recording now. Start the recording. Yeah. Alright, we're pretty much ready for landing now. Fly slope star. Fly slope. Landing now, guys. Time to land. Time to land, guys. Excuse me. I'm gonna let the autopilot fly us down close to 500 feet like always, and then I'm gonna disconnect. 1000 coming up.
1000.
Back. PA only. I'm not gonna adjust for that localizer misalignment. I'm just gonna follow the localizer as if that is aligned correctly. And I'm gonna do my final adjustment when we are very short final with the airport, with the runway.
$500.
500, autopilot off. Autopilot off. Cat 1. Turn right a little bit. Land.
$300. 100 above.
Low. Low.
200.
Continue. Yep, adjust it. Pretty laggy.
100.
Very high.
40, 30, 20, retard, 10, retard, 5.
Yep, that is not a good landing. And there is traffic on the opposite end. Oh my god. Alright, that was a pretty bad disaster. Alright. Spoilers. Reverse the screen. Alright, two things. I didn't flare enough. And then the second thing is, of course, there was oncoming traffic. And then the third thing is I didn't put my go-around altitude in. And the localizer signal is not at all aligned with the runway. Okay, let's look at the replay there to see if we can use any of that. Oh my god, that was pretty bad. Okay, the replay system on the A340 is pretty nice. Let's go to replay mode and press rewind. Oh.
Retard, 10, 20, retard. 100. 2 minimum. 100 above. 400. 500.
Alright, stop. Pause. I'm gonna disable this webcam. Disable this webcam and then use the external view. This one. Not this one. Actually, the tail camera. I like this one. I usually use this one for my stuff. Actually, no. I'm gonna use the this one. Just excuse me while I configure this. Okay, let's press play and then go to external. Yeah, that's how I do it. Let's see this landing. Pretty atrocious. Pretty bad. You can see the runway alignment was not there to begin with. Alright, my next stream video is gonna be traffic patterns in Flight Sim 24, because I really have to get used to the 24 physics, or the Flight Sim 24 environment generally. Yeah, my last minute adjustment just threw myself off, and I ended up leveling off pretty hard there, and I have to push it. Yep. And then the flare is just not there. Okay, let's do another tick. Let's rewind back to maybe 200 feet in the air.
Retard 20. To a minimum.
Yep, that's 200. And I usually do the tower view. So LCTP tower view. And then have myself on the runway itself. I may actually have to turn off traffic to make this work. Yeah, there's traffic. Come on, come on, come on. Settings. Come on. Settings. Okay, won't let me. Go back. Oh my god. Chase plane. Hello. Can you please work? Hello. Chase plane is having its moment right here now. Please excuse that. Come on. Yes. Tower view. Nice. Thank you. Where is this? No, no, no. This one. This one. Yep, this one.